He gave her his heart, but she traded it for wealth, saying love wasn't enough. Years later, fate brought them face to face again. Only now, he wasn't the same man she left behind. Betrayal had broken him, until another woman risked everything to believe in his dreams. When success finally came, so did the past. But was it too late for her? And was his heart already taken? Michael Hayes believed in hard work and quiet dreams. As an architect's assistant, he spent long days hunched over blueprints and long nights sketching out plans for the small houses he one day hoped to build and sell. His life was steady but simple, and sometimes painfully lonely. Years earlier, he'd loved someone deeply, but she had left him for a wealthier man. The wound never truly healed, though Michael rarely spoke of it. One evening, while waiting outside a salon, Michael spotted a familiar face, Scarlett Moore, his high school sweetheart. She was dressed beautifully, her arm hooked around the man standing beside her. Michael's heart gave a little jolt. "Scarlett?" he asked. She smiled quickly, almost nervously. "Michael, hi. What are you doing here?" "I thought you were going to your friend's house to get your hair done," Michael said, remembering what she'd once told him. "I am," she answered briskly. "This is my Uber driver." Michael frowned. "Uber? There aren't any around here." "There are now," she replied, brushing it off. She leaned in and offered only her cheek when he tried to kiss her. "Careful, you'll smudge my lipstick." "I have to go." "Bye." Michael watched as she walked away with the man. Something about the exchange unsettled him. When his friend Parker later teased him, "She's not with a driver, Michael. That man's her date," Michael stubbornly shook his head. If Scarlett says he's her Uber, then he's her Uber. But a seed of doubt had been planted. A few days later, Michael crossed paths with Scarlett again, this time at a community center. She acted surprised to see him, though her eyes darted nervously toward Parker, the wealthy businessman she now lived with. Michael tried to keep the conversation polite, but the undercurrent of their history surfaced quickly. He finally asked the question that had been weighing on him. "Why did you leave me, Scarlett?" Her lips tightened. "I wanted more, Michael. A bigger house, stability, security. I didn't want to spend my life married to an assistant." Her words hit him like a slap. "So that's what love meant to you?" he asked quietly. "Trading hearts for status?" "I fell in love with Parker," she said, though even as she said it, her voice trembled. Michael left that day with a heaviness in his chest, but also with a new clarity. He could no longer live in the shadow of what had been. If Scarlett had chosen another path, then he would build his own. In the weeks that followed, Michael buried himself in his work. That was when Clara Reed began stopping by. Clara was kind, steady, and supportive in ways Michael didn't expect. She brought him food when he worked late, teased him gently when he forgot to take breaks, and listened when he spoke about his dream of building homes. One night, Michael admitted, "The banks won't give me a loan. My idea's too risky." "Then I'll be your partner," Clara said with a smile. Michael shook his head. "It's too dangerous. If the houses don't sell—" "I trust you," she interrupted. "I'll sell my car. Use my savings. We'll do this together." Her faith in him both terrified and moved him. For the first time since Scarlett, Michael felt truly seen. Months passed. Together, Michael and Clara designed, built, and finally sold their first few homes. The day they closed on the third house, Michael took Clara's hand, tears shining in his eyes. "We did it," he whispered. "No," Clara corrected softly. "We made it happen together." That night, Michael proposed. "I promise to love you until my last breath," he vowed, slipping a ring onto her finger. Clara, glowing with joy, said, "Yes." Their business continued to grow, and life settled into something steady, bright, and deeply fulfilling. But fate wasn't done weaving their paths. At a company event, Michael unexpectedly ran into Scarlett again. She was there with her husband, Andrew Carter, a project director at the same firm. The years had not dulled her beauty, but there was a restlessness in her eyes. She greeted Michael with forced cheer. "I didn't expect to see you again." "Neither did I," he said simply. When Andrew stepped away, Scarlett leaned in. "If I had stayed with you, Michael, what kind of future would I have had?" Michael's reply was steady. "One built on love. And that would have been enough." She lowered her gaze as though the weight of regret was finally too heavy to carry. Moments later, she excused herself, leaving Michael to watch her walk away. This time, for good. As the evening ended, Clara slipped her hand into Michael's. "Are you okay?" Michael smiled. "More than okay." Later at home, Clara handed him a small envelope. Inside was a sonogram picture. "We're going to be parents," she whispered. Michael pulled her into his arms, overcome with joy. "I promise I'll be the best father in the world." And in that moment, Michael knew that everything he had lost had only cleared the path for the life he was always meant to have. A life not built on wealth or status, but on love, trust, and the dreams he and Clara shared.